What up, y'all? Hey man, we're back again with another man. Chapp'star TV. It's your boy. All right, man, we're back. We got Dr. Umar Johnson having a good discussion about today's politics. And he on a little podcast with a little crew. You see the little crew right there. They're pretty cool, but we're gonna break it down and give y'all my insights, and I'm gonna let you know what's going on. But Dr. Umar, he went off on this one. This was a good one. They got a lot of discussion about the state of America, state of black people. So we're gonna get into all that. So all I need you to do is like, comment, and subscribe to my page. All right, let's get into it. Yeah.
God on our behalf.
Is that where Black Panther took that from?
Absolutely.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Right, so next question from Michael G. Brother Umar, you have eloquently articulated the generational problems. Do you have any active and effective solutions in place or pending that could have generational impact?
Well, number one, education. The schools, obviously, from a psychological perspective, until we have a psychological revolution, we won't have any other kind. Until you change the way Black people think, you change nothing about us. Our problems, we have the money. We got all the educated people. You understand? We got the intelligence. We got the number. We got what we need. The only resource we're missing is the psychological resource. Black people are not committed. Black people don't believe in themselves.
I agree.
White
Definitely agree.
power has convinced us we can't beat it. You see that? White power has convinced us we can't beat it. And this is a big reason why. A lot of Black men are dating white women.
Oh, let's
Get to the snow buddies.
Because the white woman, stay with me. The white woman is the Black man's surrender flag.
Hold on, Dr. Umar. Already? God damn. God, surrender. Surrender? It's the symbol? Hold on, Dr. Umar. My nigga. Nigga said you waving a white flag. Nigga, you in distress signals. Come on, bro. Unconsciously, though. This nigga already hitting you. Touching that chin. Cosmically, like politics, like real politics. All right, let's get back to it. Let me chat that blood. I will chat that blood.
When I walk
You can't even see,
a party with my white wife.
Hold on.
When I go on vacation with my white wife. When I go into a job
again.
interview with my white wife.
We got to hear that again. Man,
Is the
man
Black
looking
man's
crazy like he didn't
surrender
know where
flag.
the punch came from.
Stay with me. The white woman is the Black man's surrender flag.
Surrender.
When I walk into a party with my white wife, when I go on vacation with my white wife, when I go into a job interview with my white wife, when I go to a business dinner with my white wife, I'm communicating to the white man that as much as I can be, I am one of you and I am on your side because look at who I'm sleeping with. The white woman is a symbol of the Black man's masculine surrender.
Demasculation? Hell no.
Think so?
Said that too early.
But organization.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You can't solve any problem without being organized. Until we organize, we don't solve any problem. So when he said, what's the next step? Organize. In other words, where's the study group at in Toronto? How often are Black men coming together to study and to also discuss our issues and plot a course forward? Where is the Black bank in Toronto? Or can we start a credit union? Or could we start a susu where every Black man in this cipher is going to put $100 in a month? And once we get $100,000, we're going to buy a building. So we got a place where we can organize our people, take care of our young folks. Institutions are 50% of the solutions.
I totally agree.
Institutions, school, bank, hospital, supermarket, manufacturing, distribution. If we ain't talking.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what he's saying. All the dough. If you ain't got no institutions, you ain't changing nothing. And before we, in order to change behavior, you gotta have institutions. That's how they got a nigga behind the 8 ball. We ain't got no institutions, man. Even the 5 major ones, education, health, food, goddamn, you know what I mean? Learning facilities, skill building, shit like that. But I totally agree. Like, if you ain't got a hold of that, we got the money. He said we got the money. Niggas ain't got the fucking mind. You niggas ain't got no fucking mind. Let's get back to it, man. I'm Chapp'star blood.
Talking institutions, we not serious about solutions. And the reason why we can't change our people's behavior is, in order to change behavior, you got to have control over the institutions that they need, right? If I want to work for the white man, he gonna tell me how to dress, he gonna tell me how to look, he gonna tell me how to talk, and I'm going to do it because I want that job, or I want that free food, or I want that housing. You can only control people's behavior when you got something they need. We don't do anything for our people. Why the hell would they listen to you?
I agree.
Until you can provide them with what they need, you'll never get their attention.
So I have a quick question. Actually, it's two questions.
Hold up, introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, my name is Iman. I'm the owner of Activated Studios, Competent Construction, Activated Estate, Activated Trucking. I do multiple things.
Powerful.
Peace and Pan-Africanism.
Yes, sir.
But I would say, when you're trying to organize your family, like the men in the family, the women in the family, so many different ways of thinking. How do somebody go about that? Because it's very hard to get to the meat of the situation, because like you said earlier, it's a lot of bickering, different situations at hand that's
a good
irrelevant, really.
Question, right?
But we just can't get past that to create something economically, so we can just grow as a family to, obtain power. Let's say political power,
yes, sir,
or anything like that. So that's one. And the next question is, what would you say to somebody who, in a hood, the neighborhood, right, where they think no one is bigger than a hood, and
we got
you have to be
little quick
of the hood because you're from the hood,
right?
So
the first question with the family. That's a good question, and it's tough.
Yeah,
because family is the source of everybody's trauma.
Right.
Any issue we have, addiction, smoking, suicide, low self-esteem, it started in that family. It's going to be difficult to organize your family without first addressing those traumas.
Right.
If you got unacknowledged sex abuse in that family, you got unacknowledged emotional abuse, you got unacknowledged adultery, you got unacknowledged betrayal, unacknowledged theft, unacknowledged sabotage, ain't nobody organized. There's going to be a fight popping off every fight.
Hey, yo, let me interject right there. No, he's saying some real shit. Boy, we got unaddressed issues in family, man. Secrets, betrayals, scandalous nigga, dirty nigga. And they in my family. Well, we got unaddressed a lot of shit, because I'm still holding on to shit. Some of my shit my folks did to me. I'm still holding on to it, subconsciously and unconsciously. So that is good to know that, and identifying that. That's the key thing. You gotta identify. A lot of niggas be dealing with shit. It be crazy shit too, with your family and shit. But unaddressed, and then you can start growing up. And then you wonder why you have a certain behavior. You don't even question why you have a certain behavior about yourself, because it's unaddressed issues. Now, I like that word, unaddressed. Let's get back to it. Chapp'star blood.
5 minutes of argument, right?
Right.
Same thing with the larger community. Same thing, right? We just going to the microcosm. So for me, if I'm trying to organize my family, I'm only going to go to 4 or 5 people who I know I can trust.
Yeah, about 2 or 3.
And we're going to get organized first. Come up with the blueprint, and then the relatives that they're most closest with, they're going to pull in one by one.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do with your family, the worst thing we can do with Black people, is invite everybody to the table at the same time. That's a recipe for disaster. Get the ones who want to win, and get the ones who ain't necessarily concerned later.
Man.
Right.
Problem we make in Black America with our families and with our communities, we assume everybody has the same level of commitment to our struggle, and we know that ain't the truth. Why are you starting with people who got little concern? Get the ones who got big concern. I'd rather have 3 people who I know are ride or die than 3,000 who I know I can't trust. But your second question, which is another good question, which I think is something that we ain't dealt with enough. And that is this tendency for Black people, Black men in particular, to elevate their loyalty to the hood above their loyalty to Black folks. You see this in the hip hop community,
the hood politics,
where you see hip hop artists basically saying without saying it, because they don't want to go too far. I'm loyal to hip hop. I ain't loyal to Black people. You almost feel it. Right? Like, we might kill and talk about shooting and sex in the women, but that's what hip hop is. Okay, but it's negatively impacting the community. And they almost want to say, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's fact.
So my thing is this: if the black community
facts.
cannot rehabilitate and re-anchor hip-hop culture back into the community that birthed it, we're gonna have to destroy
And
it.
it's funny you say that because right here at the studio, Activated Studios, I have those same conversations with different artists. And like I said, a lot of them come from New York, they're just all over
the hip hop
and come here to make their music. And I say, well, you say this, but it affect. They be like, man, I don't give a. They tell me it's all.
It's almost like, you know what it's almost like? You know how we got the black bourgeoisie? They consider themselves above. They don't have to answer to nobody else.
Right.
They don't care how what they do affects the rest of us. The hip hop community is almost a black bourgeoisie of its own.
Right.
Black bourgeoisie.
We don't see it as that because they act like they from the hood. But think about it. They're not from the hood no more. They don't live there.
True.
You understand?
Right.
They don't party there. They damn sure don't spend their money there.
Right.
So if you look at it, the hip hop community is really the new bourgeoisie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about it. They live in white neighborhoods. They all of them send their kids to white schools.
Right.
They only act like they still from the hood to stay relevant to sell their music. Outside of that, they live in white lives.
Facts.
Like Travis Scott. For
That's
example.
They live in white lives.
Big facts.
That's a great point.
You still selling death and destruction to my kids while your kids going to $30,000 a year privileged white schools. That's what you call a traitor. The hip hop community has betrayed Black America.
Hold on.
So why does it still exist? Because of the money.
Hold on.
Black people worship.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Damn. We gotta start looking at this hip hop shit. Nigga be bumping their head, but don't be listening to the fucking music. Listen to the lyrics. Niggas be bumping their heads and man, two-stepping, and man, nigga don't even really know what's going on, bro. Nigga said nigga moved out the hood. Claim me from the hood to stay relevant. But then we ain't got one fucking building, man. A hip hop. I don't see nothing with it. I don't see it, man. This nigga saying some shit, man. This nigga Umar touching that chin. Let's get back to it.
Hip hop ain't gonna go
Hit
nowhere.
that back,
We claim
man.
to be.
I gotta hit that back one time.
That's a great point.
You
hit that
still selling death and destruction to my kids while your kids going to $30,000 a year privileged white schools. That's what you call a traitor. The hip hop community has betrayed Black America. So why does it still exist? Because of the money. Black people worship money and materialism. And since the hip hop artists can provide it, hip hop ain't gonna go nowhere. We claim to be Christian. No, we not. We are idol worshipers. And the idol is money and merchandise. Most Black Christians are not Christians. Most Black Muslims are not Muslims. Most Black Hebrews, Seventh-day Adventists, evangelists, Episcopalians, most African spiritualists. No, they not. They are idol worshipers. Look at how they live. I don't care what they profess. Look at how we live. Are we really worshiping God or are we worshiping money?
Dr. Umar, I got a challenge. I got a challenge.
Introduce yourself to the audience one more time.
This is Mouse Jones. I'm back. I just want to challenge some or just get a bit clarity for my own. When you say that hip hop isn't of the hood anymore, or hip hop has become this thing, are we talking about the culture of hip hop? Or are we talking about the industry of hip hop?
I'm talking about both, and I'm gonna tell you why.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
I don't like when we have conversations about the degenerative side of hip hop and members of the hip hop community, which we all are.
Can't separate it.
Will try to scapegoat the degeneracy as gangster rap.
Yeah.
And say that the culture of hip hop is something different.
Right.
That may be true. But you know what the problem is?
What?
If that is true, why don't those who claim to identify with the progressive side of hip hop do not hold accountable those who engage in the degenerative form of hip hop?
How do you
in other words,
go ahead.
Take the BET Awards. And of course, BET owned by white folks. We understand, right?
Hold on.
But guess what?
The
positive, that's what you call a traitor. The hip hop community has betrayed Black America. So why does it still exist? Because of the money. Black people worship money and materialism. And since the hip hop artists can provide it, hip hop ain't gonna go nowhere. We claim to be Christian. No, we not. We are idol worshipers. And the idol is money and merchandise. Most black Christians are not Christians. Most black Muslims are not Muslims. Most black Hebrews, Seventh-day Adventists, evangelists, Episcopalians, most African spiritualists. No, they not. They are idol worshipers. Look at how they live. I don't care what they profess. Look at how we live. Are we really worshiping God or are we worshiping money?
Dr. Umar, I got a challenge. I got a challenge.
Introduce yourself to the audience one more time.
This is Mouse Jones. I'm back. I just want to challenge some or just get a bit clarity from my own. When you say that hip hop isn't of the hood anymore, or hip hop has become this thing, are we talking about the culture of hip hop? Or are we talking about the industry of hip hop?
I'm talking about both, and I'm gonna tell you why.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
I don't like when we have conversations about the degenerative side of hip hop and members of the hip hop community, which we all are.
Can't separate it.
Will try to scapegoat the degeneracy as gangster rap.
Yeah.
And say that the culture of hip hop is something different.
Right.
That may be true. But you know what the problem is?
What?
If that is true, why don't those who claim to identify with the progressive side of hip hop do not hold accountable those who engage in the degenerative form of hip hop?
How do you
in other words,
go ahead.
Take the BET Awards. And of course, BET owned by white folks. We understand, right?
Hold on.
But guess what? The positive and the negative are on showcase there. There's no delineation made on all the
Hold on. They're getting at them. There's no chastisement with the degenerate. Me personally, the degenerate side, I fuck with it. You know what I mean? That's the underground. My nigga, those the ones below. You got the ones above, you got the ones below. You know what I mean? But I see where he coming. I see where he coming from the politics on a mass level, on a low level, you know, society level. I get what he's saying though, because you're right. You know what I mean? It's pushing the image. It ain't done with education, and the energy going in one. The energy is reciprocated just to us. They just walk. Other ones imitate us, but we in the mix. You get what I'm saying? But let me let Dr. Umar go back in there. Chapp'star TV. Like and subscribe. You bitch ass nigga. All right, let's go.
We reflect the degenerative form of hip hop.
How do you
in other words,
go ahead.
Take the BET Awards. And of course, BET owned by white folks. We understand, right? But guess what? The positive and the negative are on showcase there. There's no delineation made on all the hip hop platforms. The positive.
Let me hit it back one more time.
Problem is,
what?
If that is true, why don't those who claim to identify with the progressive side of hip hop do not hold accountable those who engage in the degenerative form of hip hop?
How do you
in other words,
go ahead.
Take the BET Awards. And of course, BET owned by white folks. We understand, right? But guess what? The positive and the negative are on showcase there. There's no delineation made on all the hip hop platforms. The positive and the negative are on display. There's no delineation there. So if we want to make a delineation between what is hip hop and what is not, we got to do it more than in the conversation with Dr. Umar. Because the question I would ask people is Jay-Z hip hop?
Yes.
Most people say he is. Well, look at the content of his music. Isn't that degenerate? Is Notorious B.I.G. hip hop? Look at the content of his music.
Okay, so this is why I'm with you. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we can't call a kettle black on Monday and red on Tuesday. Either it's hip hop or it's not. And before you respond, let me give you an analysis.
That is all one. I say it's all one, but it is degenerate.
Let's take the African American Muslim community.
Yes, sir.
And Christian community, right? There's brothers who go to the masjid for Juma on Friday.
In the outside wilding. Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
And when you go to the imam and say, that dude right there just took a life the other day, you let him for Friday prayer, you know what he gonna say? Then he's not living Islam. But if he's not living Islam, why the hell he in your masjid? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're looking for a way not to have to engage the negative elements because you ain't got the courage to step to them and shut that shit down. And that's what's happening in hip hop. The conscious artists and those who claim that the gangster rap ain't really hip hop, Why you ain't saying that to the gangster rappers? Why you ain't going to the BET Awards and saying no more nominations for negative content?
Yeah,
if you disrespecting women,
yeah.
if you promoting violence, if you promoting irresponsibility, guess what? No more nominations for you. If that ain't hip hop, why that ain't been done yet? Show me the.
Let me stop it right there. No, he's saying something, and I get what he's saying. Like, we all in hip hop is one thing I love about hip hop. We always had a balance of shit. You always had the New York shit popped off. Then we seen LA, then we, Texas, and then Atlanta, the South, Memphis, Florida, Louisiana, you know what I mean? Midwest, Chicago. Everybody, it was balanced. It was balanced. Everybody getting it. And then another thing too, going back further, what he said in the back of the time in the early 80s, 90s, you will have those raps to say if you're doing one thing, I can come at you with another one, like, hey, dog, why you doing it like this? And let me show you how to do it. And I can show you a different way. But that conversation, now I gotta be, oh man, nigga, y'all nigga, I don't know. You know, a nigga in the old nigga in the neighborhood, like, oh, y'all nigga just riding hanging on the corner. Nah. But when you put it on the rap song, we ain't got that no more. The delineation, the trapper versus the nigga who went to school, went and got a job or started a business. That song, we ain't got a song like that nigga talking to each other, because when we see each other, we act like, nigga, you ain't this and you ain't that. But I get what he's saying, and we ain't got, you don't like the way she moved. Remember Tupac had them songs, nigga? Like, nigga, like you gotta understand, it's the balance, the conversation, because you can't have the positive without the negative. Let's go.
Accountability.
I think the accountability happens on multiple levels, but I don't think hip hop holds itself accountable.
Thank you.
I agree with
Thank
that.
you.
I
That's
agree with
where
that
I'm at.
1000%.
Yes, sir.
I have a video where I discuss hip hop being in desperate need of a Me Too movement.
Yes.
I talk about this.
Yes.
You know, we've come across each other and
Yes, sir.
stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know, through Unc, through Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm always saying that. I think my problem is that when we sit as black people or black people as members of the hip hop community, we can't allow outsiders. We can't allow people, and sometimes it's black people that are outsiders too.
Okay.
Not every black person is a participant or lives the hip hop culture. You may be a black person, but the hip hop culture you may not subscribe to.
Okay.
Right. So just because I need a hip hop culture to have such not talking about you. I'm saying when we're looking at that, basically. So to say that, I say the degeneracy, saying that is a part of hip hop. I don't know if it is. I know it's a crime. I know that it is most times it's a byproduct in poor, underprivileged communities. Like you said, you're a political scientist. I know you've seen it. All the studies show that it's not a black crime problem. That crime is is when opportunity meets underserved communities. That's why when they talk about crime in black neighborhoods, why? Because that's where the most poor people are. Right, crime happens where there are poor people, where there are not opportunities, where opportunities are far and few between. Right, so
that's not rain.
Is it? Yeah, that is.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah. So that's they lived or a life they grew up witnessing. Then I would hold a journalist responsible for covering what's going on in Palestine or what's going on in war-torn countries.
With you on his grounds.
Yeah.
A journalist is trained to report the news as it occurred without passion or prejudice, and they glamorize and glorify it to tell me that this is all I can rap about because this is all I've seen. When you live in a $1 million mansion and your kids go to a white school, that's a complete hypocrite.
I agree, but I would ask who still does that.
You're right, it's no balance.
Who still does that?
Like perfect example, you brought up
Who are the top 10 hip hop artists currently rapping right now? What is the content of their music?
I would challenge that most of them are not rap today. Or are you talking about all time?
Right now.
Yeah, I would challenge that all 10 of them are probably not talking about anything hood because that's not the most prevalent music right now.
The hood. Right? Or what are you talking about?
So we're talking about trap.
What are you talking about, bro?
I got this. You got Travis Scott.
What's his content?
We don't know what he's saying. Well, he's not talking about hood shit. He might be at most talking about like illicit drug use. But that's what he does.
But that's part of it.
He's the top 10 though.
He said top 10. What gangster rappers are top 10?
Yeah. Sure.
That's not what he said. He didn't ask for that caveat.
Deal with both.
He said both.
Let's deal with the top 10.
So if there's top 10, that's top 10. Those are the people that are on.
Biggest,
those are the biggest artists, and those are the people that are selling to the mass audience. I would say Travis Scott. He ain't rapping about that. Maybe Kendrick, but he has balance.
Okay.
Drake.
Kendrick has balance.
We all know when he talks that gangster shit, he's cosplaying. But
but he talked the gangster shit.
He does. He has some of that.
Who else?
Not enough balance.
Who would be up there? Then few.
I
would consider him top 10.
Right now, he's top 10 for sure.
Okay, boom. He's talking that gangster shit.
J. Cole.
He's not talking what Boss Man D-Lo is. It's sexy, Red. But I don't think most.
But you know what? Here's my rebuttal, and this is why I disagree. You can't pick and choose what you want to consider and not consider hip hop when it's all done under that umbrella and nothing publicly is being done to differentiate.
I think the umbrella is blackness, not hip hop.
No balance.
He in my mosque praying. He on the street killing. But when you come to me and ask me to hold him accountable, oh, he's not a good Muslim. But he's in your mosque though. So you saying that ain't really hip hop, but they all at the BET Awards though.
Yeah,
they all
true.
at the concert. Just like on the CDs, you know, they used to put parental advisory explicit lyrics.
Yes.
There needs to be
they still do that.
That's it, right. But there needs to be a stamp that says this is not hip hop. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you why hip hop doesn't hold gangster rap accountable.
Crazy.
Because they the ones making the damn money. And nobody want to get cut out of being potentially included in on that.
Money.
Why nobody rebuked the NWA?
You see what's
look what they were selling. Nobody never stepped to Big or Jay or any of the artists who was into the gangster shit because they sell. Nobody want to be on the wrong side of making money. Money came first. It's the same reason why hip hop was sold out to the white industry.
Immediately.
Because everybody cared about the money.
Right.
When we were selling hip hop out of our trunk and everybody was having fun, that's where it should have stayed. But niggas got thirsty for being rich and famous. And they sold it out like every other part of our culture got sold out. Music, dance, jazz. Hip hop ain't the only thing, but I'm just showing
it's just the most vocal and easy. The only challenge I have,
y'all can't be picking and choosing.
When you say Big,
disingenuous because y'all don't make no distinctions nowhere else.
When you say Big died at 24. We don't know where he would have.
I agree, but you still got to take at the material. I'm a big fan.
I know that.
I'm just saying.
But
our greatest artist, there you go.
We specifically want to talk about Jay.
East side popping out. I got the west side popping out. The south side popping out. The north side popping out. Get this shit popping out. We got it popping out. We got it popping out.